then that explains why Air Force One is here.
Presidential air transport began in June of 1943 when they formed the first presidential crew. President Franklin D. Roosevelt took his first mission in 1944. Marine One is owned and operated by the Marine Corps Helicopter Squadron 1 out of Marine Corps Base Quantico. The VC-25A first flew as Air Force One on September 6, 1990, flying President George H.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, Air Force One. AARP, AUI Power, X-Elevate, Lift Academy, State Farm, the agencies Frederick, and USAA, and we want to give a shout out to LHTC Media for simulcasting the air show this weekend. Thank you to all our fine sponsors. We appreciate you so very, very much. If you do business with any of these sponsors, be sure to tell them thank you for helping to support this incredible weekend. On the takeoff roll, from your right, ladies and gentlemen, the C-32. Base and these are two powerful Rolls-Royce jet engines, producing 24,000 pounds of thrust. Wow, you thought the Batmobile had flames coming out the back end? Nothing like Aftershock. Mark Smith has performed drag races and air shows for many years, and he's on several jet races, and it's going to 40 miles at over 310 miles per hour. Nowadays, we have the Aftershock fire truck. He actually used to own the truck. Powered by four General Electric F-118-GE-100 engines, producing 17,300 pounds of thrust each. The V2 has a wingspan of 172 feet and a payload of 40,000 pounds. Normally, the V2 carries a crew of two, and it's ranged with refueling anywhere in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from the left, the V2 Spirit. Space, Missouri, to be a part of our 75th celebration of the Air Force this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time from your right, the B-2. Okay, sir. Well, we really need you to land that aircraft. We're trying to do an air show here today. Hey, oh my gosh, you just lost your aileron.
Yeah, I did. I see it there. I built this thing. I guess that I got a little work to do.
Yeah, you do have some work to do. I mean, it's going to be, oh my goodness gracious, sir. Whoa. Get that nose up. Pull that stick back in front of you. There you go.
Holy smokes. I got a little problem here.
Yeah, I think you got a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay where you are. We're trying to get this guy on the ground.
I got trouble with my gas pedal, my brake pedal.
Oh my goodness, sir. Pull back on that stick real quickly. There you go, sir.
Yeah. What are these things? Why is this gas pedal and brake pedal not working so good?
No, those are rudder pedals, sir. They control how you turn. No, you don't push on them.
Oh, is that right? Well, you know, I just thought about it. I really don't need your help. I got my own book right here.
You got a book in there?
Instructions, it says right here. Page 3. Rudder pedals. You're right.
Well, yeah, those are rudder pedals, all right, but no. What just happened?
I lost my book.
You lost your book?
Need your help after all.
Oh my gosh, all right, so we're going to have to talk him down, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to work with this one. All right, point that nose down again. That's pretty good, Watch it now, kind of pull the stick back a little bit. There you go. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Push that stick down.
I'm doing what you tell me.
Well, that's so hard. There you go. Now, you got that big concrete runway in front of you. Just set her down, nice and easy.
Easy was for you, not for me.
Well, easy is a relative term, that's true, but nice and easy. Hey, you're looking pretty good there. There we go. Oh my goodness, folks, we're trying to get this guy on the ground. We're trying to do it safely, of course. We want to, of course, save him and the plane.
That's a plain fact.
All right, kind of line it back up with the runway out there. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I'm not doing as good as you think I am. Okay, here now. Once again, push the thing ahead. Okay, what?
Okay, we'll pull back on the stick a little bit. Coming down a little fast. Whoa, you're going to hit the ground kind of hard. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you just lost a tire.
I got a real problem.
Yeah, we got a problem. We just lost a tire on this aircraft. Oh, my goodness, folks. All right, well, we're going to try to get that safe. We're supposed to be flying an airplane. Oh, wait a minute. What the world? That's a roll of toilet paper.
What I mean, it's very important.
Okay, well, I understand that's important paperwork. The job's never over till the paperwork's done.
That's for sure.
Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He cut the toilet paper in half.
Feel better now.
All right, trying to save on the roll, are you?
Yep.
All right, go. Pull that nose up a little bit. Pull that stick back. You're coming down a little quick.
Okay.
Oh, not too much. Oh, keep that airspeed going.
You to you.
Oh, yeah. Same to you. All right, we're really working, ladies and gentlemen, to get this guy on the ground. Again, this aircraft. On the takeoff roll. One of the most amazing bombers, one of the most legendary of all time. The B-17 Flying Fortress from the Yankee Air Force. This aircraft is Yankee Lady. The B-17. The B-25 served in every theater of operation during World War II. Originally designed as a medium bomber, this aircraft will be modified in the field and in production. It's one of the most effective ground aviation, the B-17 Flying Fortress became symbolic of America's air power. Boeing developed the heavy bomber for the United States Army Air Corps in the 1930s. From its first introduction in 1938, the B-17 evolved through numerous designs to become the third most produced bomber of all time. First taking to the skies in July of 1935, the aircraft was promoted as a strategic weapon. The B-17 was a high-flying, long-range bomber with heavy armament. It developed a reputation for toughness based on the fact that badly damaged B-17s were able to safely return to base. From 1936 to 1945, a total of 12,731 B-17s were built. Now watch, ladies and gentlemen, as the Queen of the Skies, the main bomber used in the daylight bombing raids over Europe in World War II, the B-17. Away, and they hit their target directly. The B-17, again, one of the mainstay aircraft of the United States Air Force bombing of Europe. Now approaching from the right, the B-25 Mitchell, the B-25 medium bomber, one of the most America's famous aircraft of World War II, built by North American Aviation. Now we're going to commemorate the Doolittle raid. Watch now as the aircraft bomb bay doors are open. Here over Japan, it's 1942. Bombs away. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, 16 of these aircraft parked on an aircraft carrier. These are land-based bombers, never designed to do what they were going to do in that incredible mission in June of 1942, only 6 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Japanese homeland had never been attacked, never until that fateful day when these volunteer crew members flew 16 of these aircraft and attacked Japan for the very first time in their history. B-17, you see here out in front of us, was primarily employed in the daylight strategic bombing campaign against German industrial and military targets. This complemented the RAF Bomber Command's nighttime area bombing and the combined bomber. The B-17 also participated to a lesser extent in the Pacific War, where it conducted raids against Japanese shipping and airfields. The Flying Fortress dropped more bombs than any other U.S. aircraft in World War II. Over 640,000 tons of bombs were dropped by B-17s. The B-17 began operations in World War II with the RAF in 1941 and in the Southwest Pacific with the U.S. Army. Once again, inbound from your right, the B-25 Billy Mitchell, the only aircraft ever named after an individual in the military service. The majority of B-25s were used in the war against Japan in Asia and the Pacific. The Mitchell was most remembered, again, for the intrepid attack on the Japanese homeland. Bomb bay doors are open. It's another bomb run for the B-25. The B-25 was a very versatile aircraft. Although originally designed to bomb from medium altitudes, it was field modified in the South Pacific for treetop strafing missions and skip bombing missions on Japanese shipping. The B-25 was also used in anti-submarine patrols in the American theater. In anti-shipping operations, the Army Air Corps had an urgent need for a hard-hitting aircraft, and North American responded with the B-25G model. The bomber nose was replaced with a hatched nose with 250 caliber machine guns and a hand-loaded 75mm cannon. It was the largest weapon ever carried by an aircraft in World War II. To join the 8th Air Force. And on August 17th, 1942, 12 B-17s participated in the first heavy bomber raid over Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of the Skies, from your right, the B-17 Flying Fortress. received military honors, and 17 received the Medal of Honor, the highest military decoration awarded. Another pass in from your right this time, the B-25. Listen to the sound of those radial engines as she's on target for another bomb run. The B-25 was also used by the Navy and Marines. It was in May of 1960. And the final B-25 to be retired from military service was in Indonesia, believe it or not, in 1979. B-17 to be retired from military service was by the Brazilian Air Force in 1968. Again, from 1936 to 1945, over 12,700 B-17s were built, and only a handful of these aircraft still fly today. The B-17 is powered by 4 Wright R-1820 turbo-supercharged radial engines producing 1,200 horsepower each. Normally, the B-17 carries a crew of 10 and has a wingspan of over 103 feet. The range of the B-17. Ladies and gentlemen, witness this weekend. Enjoy Bates Andrews Air and Space Expo. Let's keep an eye on that extra 330 as he brings it back around. Again, the action never stops. Pulls back on the stick. And that bright red aircraft again quickly climbs up in the skies. Repositioning turn on the vertical left line. Watches the airspeed begins to bleed off a little bit. She pulls back on the stick, kicks that rudder, and we have the hammerhead. Points that nose straight down. Here she comes from your left. Betty around rolls right across the shoreline. That Lycoming engine really pulling her through the skies today with a lot of horsepower. Watch now, she comes across the top. A set of radio on rolls to the right, to the left, back to the left. Look how she keeps that aircraft perfectly in line now. She pushes down on the stick. That's negative G-force pulling on Patty right now. Negative G's is the force of gravity that tries to throw a pilot out of the top of the cockpit. Watch now as the aircraft again tumbles. Points that nose down. Here she comes. This time to your left. Watch now. She'll pull back on that stick. The extra 330 again, right back up into the beautiful blue skies over the display at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum right here in Washington, D.C. What an honor that is. Watch now as Patty again comes in from the right, goes down, speed pulls up. And she's waving to all the fine folks here at Joint Base Andrews. Give her a wave back, she can see you.
So where I live is actually on the flight line. Yeah. The approach line here, so every once in a while we'll see like DC-25 or
Keep yourself hydrated, get you some cold water, and enjoy your wonderful day today. Ladies and gentlemen, here again, from the right, members of Helicopter Squadron 1, that is right here at Joint Base Andrews. Attached to and trimmed behind the flying wing may be used to refuel aircraft fitted with probes. Some aircraft have been configured with multi-point refueling systems. which consists of special pods mounted on the wingtips. These KC-135s are capable of fueling 2 receiver aircraft at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, the KC-135, the boom down and extended. Here she comes. Facility inside the Heritage Hangar, located right behind us at Air Show Center. It's hangar number 2, by the way. If you need any type of medical help or any type of treatment, head to one of those red pop-up tents and we'll get you taken care of. KC-135 back down on the deck of water with a harness deployment. He'll enter the water and elect to either detach or stay connected to the cable. He then proceeds to make contact with the survivor and signal the helicopter with the desired recovery method. And there we go. The rescue swimmer again has assessed the situation and is slung on the harness underneath the helicopter. Boy, now there's a ride. Speed is approximately 120 miles per hour. Approaching the end of the runway, the crew is simulating arrival to an airfield with hostile forces nearby. This approach tactic can also be used from very high altitude to avoid enemy fire. The C-17 made its inaugural flight in September of 1991. Since then, the C-17 has set over 20 world records, including payload to altitude and time to climb records. Boeing delivered the first operational C-17 to Charleston Air Force Base in June of 1943. Now the crew will demonstrate a very short landing distance with only 1,500 feet. During landings on ground operations. You've seen here today are representative of those flown by our operational air crews every day as they provide the highly responsive and flexible airlift capability for America. plant all those jelly bellies on the wings and fuselage. It's a pretty unique looking plane. But out in front of us, ladies and gentlemen, taxiing out, look at this. What is considered the best fighter of World War II, the P-51D Mustang. Jim Beasley with us this weekend flying this beautiful P-51. The P-51 produced more aces in World War II than any other aircraft. The P-51D Mustang, this particular model was the most produced of all the P-51 models. She carried 6 50 caliber machine guns into combat. Not only was she an incredibly deadly fighter in the skies over Europe and all around the world, basically, because the P-51 served literally in every theater of operation during World War II, from the Aleutian Islands to the South Pacific to China, Europe, the Mediterranean theater of operation. The P-51 was considered by many to be the best overall fighter of all fighters in World War II. But what's really cool is what you're about to see here, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see, of course, an incredible guns in the combat. Not only was she an incredibly deadly fighter in the skies over Europe and all around the world, basically, because the P-51 served literally in every theater of operation during World War II, from the Aleutian Islands to the South Pacific to China, Europe, the Mediterranean theater of operation. The P-51 was considered by many to be the best overall fighter of all fighters in World War II. But what's really cool is what you're about to see here, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see, of course, an incredible demonstration. It's amazing to think that the P-51 Mustang was the very first fighter aircraft ever designed by North American Aviation, and I'd say that was a pretty good success. There's an incredible sight right there, ladies and gentlemen, as they taxi out together the P-51 Mustang from World War II and our newest fifth-generation fighter, the F-35A. Japanese targets, and the P-51, of course, would go on to serve in the Korean War as well, early on, as they were pressed into service. And it's amazing to think that in the late 50s, early 60s, you could pick up a P-51 for about $1,500. That aircraft you see taxiing out there right now is worth about $3 million. And that's not just because of inflation, by the way. It doesn't help, but
That's like some of my paychecks.
it's amazing. It really is amazing that if I had grandparents who thought about it, they should have bought a bunch of P-51s and stuck them in a hangar somewhere, and we'd be rich right now. We're getting ready for history to take to the skies. The P-51 will be throttling forward, and we'll get ready to turn the microphone over to the F-35A demo team with us this weekend. We're at Jones Beach at the Aerospace Expo. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. The P-51D Mustang.
most nimble. The B model can take a short wing to take up landing. That's used by the Marine Corps. And then the Navy has the C model,